The Hamas terrorists tried to lure her father out 3 times in this deceptive manner, but he listened to his daughter Adi, and so she saved his life. This is Bishop Robert Stearns. I want you to join me as we bear witness to this heart-wrenching story of loss that was endured by a precious, precious Jewish family in this deep, deep time of sorrow and intense warfare that Israel is going through. Adi Vital Kaploun, an Israeli Canadian, was brutally murdered by Hamas in her own home. She leaves behind her dear husband, Anani, and 2 young sons, Negev, age 4, and Eshel, 6 months old. These 2 little boys growing up now without their mother. Adi was a Canadian and an Israeli citizen who lived with her family in a small little peaceful kibbutz, Kibbutz Hulit in southern Israel. In the early morning hours of October the 7th, Hamas terrorists invaded the kibbutz and began going house to house, slaughtering innocent civilians. Some were entire families that were wiped out. Adi grabbed her 2 children and hid in the shelter, while her father was hiding in a shelter in the house just across the way from her. Adi warned her father not to open the shelter door under any circumstance, even if the people on the other side claimed to be Israeli Defense Force soldiers. The Hamas terrorists tried to lure her father out 3 times in this deceptive manner, but he listened to his daughter Adi, and so she saved his life. Adi was murdered in her safe room while protecting her 2 sons. It is a miracle that her 2 little boys survived. Eshel and Negev were finally reunited with their father when he thought that he had lost them as well. Adi is remembered as an incredible, humble, giving, loving, generous, and accomplished soul who died a hero, protecting her children and her father until her very last breath. I want you to come and join now and meet her parents, Jackie and Yaron, and hear Adi's story.
I will speak about Adi, and then Yaron will tell you about what happened on October the 7th at Kibbutz Holit, because he was there. When Hamas terrorists entered Adi's home, she fired, killing 1 terrorist, but ultimately succumbing to the gunfire of the others before Negev and Eshel's eyes. The terrorists then took the boys along with Adi's neighbor Avital and headed in the direction of Gaza. Adi attended the Masorti High School in Jerusalem, served in the elite intelligence unit in the army, received a master's degree with honors in chemical engineering from Ben-Gurion University, worked in cybersecurity, danced, played the saxophone, played basketball, and excelled at everything she did. But again, this list of achievements does not encapsulate who Adi was, nor does the following list of adjectives that many use to describe her: smart, serious, self-disciplined, talented, quiet, modest, sensitive, gentle, strong, independent, non-judgmental, accepting of others. Adi was extraordinary, that her life was full and rich and bursting with promise, that she was precious, like her name, which means jewel, that she loved and was loved, and that her death has left a gaping hole in the hearts of everyone who knew her. I'll let you hear Yaron tell his story.
It's all started on Friday that I came there to be with her, because Jackie was at Canada at that time. I stayed there. Ayala came from Kisufim to stay with us for the Chag. We had a beautiful time, terrific time. I played with the kids. And later on, Ayala left to the kibbutz, and the rest you heard the story. For many hours, I didn't know anything about what happened to her. And Adi offered me to stay in a guest house at the kibbutz that nobody used it. The next day, it's all started with the noise that I woke up into, and it was a strange noise at the beginning. You know, when I was in a deep sleep, I thought it's thunders. So I thought it's raining outside now. And I walk outside of the apartment and the sky was full of missiles. But I'm telling you, I'm used to missiles, but this is like something different. Anyway, I called Adi right away after 5 minutes and I said, maybe I should come and help you. As I just saw the movie, she said, no, you're not coming. By being stubborn that I wouldn't come, that saved my life in a way. So I really, until now, owe my life on October 7th to my daughter. So I went back to the safe room. I don't lock the door even. I just stay there waiting. I don't have a TV or nothing. And I heard that the power fell down in few places, so I don't use my phone just to be in touch with the rest of the hours. I didn't know how long it's going to be. I'm waiting and nothing happened. So I called somebody and he said there is an attack of terrorism, and I didn't believe it the first moment. So I decided I'm leaving the safe room to see what's going on. It was 40 minutes after. When I walk out of the safe room, I walk to the next room, and there is a window facing the fence of the kibbutz, which is around 25 meters far away from me. And on the fence already, on the other side of the fence, I could see the terrorists riding on motorcycle like crazy, up and down along the fence, some of them dropping the motorcycle, try to shake the fence. All of them have rifle. Some of them carry an RPG. All of them have knapsack on their back, and we learn later that they have dynamite. And even, I go to the detail, they have map of each kibbutz. The map show location, who live where, the family, who have kids, who have dog, all the detail, to the small detail. And why did I stay alive? The apartment that I stayed in marked that nobody lived there. So all the time when they run around, they skip the apartment. And I didn't know that at that time. So I'm staying, waiting, and the terrorists decide to explode the fence in two places, not in front of me. One a little bit north than me and one a little bit south. And the safety camera of the kibbutz showed that the first one that walked in is the commander, and he gave them direction. You can't hear the voice, but you see his fingers. You go there, and then they start to break through the houses and start to be shooting all around. So, and one of the first one that been shot is a old guy, 92 years old, Holocaust survival, that live in the kibbutz. So he been shot, and they continue to walk around and killing, murdering people. So in one point, after an hour or something, I decide I'm going again outside. This time I go to the bathroom, and I'm looking through a small window in the bathroom outside, and there is a path between my building and Adi's building, 5 meters far away, and the path leading to the main road of the kibbutz. And now I can hear the terrorists on the main road shouting in Arabic, like, shoot the Jewish, kill the Jewish, in Arabic, they're saying that. And I heard them breaking the door beside me and in front of me. And there was shouting between the people in the apartment and the terrorists, and suddenly shooting and quiet. And then it's repeated itself. And 15 people like that got shot beside me. Adi sent me a message that they break into a house and maybe they murder people, as much as she knew, which I knew already, but I didn't tell her. I tried to lock the door, it doesn't work. The door closed, but the handle doesn't turn around. So I'm trying to find a way to make sure that nobody opened the door. So at the beginning, I hold the handle like that, stay on the side, beside the wall, holding the handle of the door like that, and waiting for them to come to break the door. But like that, I'm in this room for 11 hours by myself, and I don't know what to do, like I'm waiting for a miracle, and until now, I don't understand where is the army? Where is the army? And just later on, I find out before they start the attack on the kibbutzim, they attack the bases. And imagine, on that border, supposed to be, on regular day, around 3,000 soldiers, okay? But it was a holiday, and it was Shabbat. There was only 600 of them. And that's included not soldier that not fight, it's cook, whatever, So there is not enough people, and they break to the bases earlier before they attack the kibbutz and kill the soldier or kidnap them. So that's why nobody came to save me. Somebody break the door. And they walk around, and suddenly they start to scream, is somebody here in Hebrew. And I try very carefully to listen, because I heard that some of the terrorists knew Hebrew, but they must have an Arab accent. So I'm trying to listen very carefully when they shout, if they have an Arab accent. And later on, I learned that some of the terrorists kidnap people from the houses and force them to talk to the people in the apartment, to open the door and say, it's okay, we okay. And once you open the door, they shoot at you or kidnap you. So I kept quiet very much. But in the end, they come in front of the safe door and they start to shoot. And somebody here, and they touch the door, and somebody here. So I thought, 11 hours, that's enough. What happened will happen. Like I start to call people and kind of saying goodbye to them. Quickly, I call one after one, and say, I'm here. So I decide that's it. Enough is enough. So I told the people outside, yes, I'm inside. Who are you? They said, this is the Israeli army. So I say, please move away from the door. I want to open the door, and don't shoot. I'm also Jewish. I'm Israeli. And I opened the door a little bit, still holding the rope to close it in case. And I saw 5 soldiers, and I recognized right away the uniform that I used to wear. And the camera, the terrorists have a body camera here, and the soldier have it on the cap here. So I realized that's a soldier. Then they offer, they say, well, we didn't see your daughter apartment yet. Let's go there and see. You want to come with us? And I said, of course I will come with you. And I went there. They broke in, and a few seconds after they came, and they say, it's all clear, but we want you to come inside the apartment. There is a dead body in the kitchen, and we want you to recognize the body. At that moment when they said that, I thought, that's it, I'm going to see my daughter. But when I walked in, it was a man. He was full of bullets. And just later on, I find out that's a terrorist that Adi shot and killed, because he tried to break into the safe room. He couldn't open the door. So he started to shoot at the door. And once he shot the door and the bullet went through, she stood in front of the door, shoot from inside, and he preserved the bullet. And so he was blocking the door when he fell down. And there was 8 terrorists that broke into the house, tried to kill her. So they dragged the man, the terrorist, and threw him to the kitchen, and they stood in front of the door and empty at least 10 magazines on the door. So imagine how the door looked like. When I went into the living room, from the kitchen was a different world. Like the kitchen was all set, but the living room was a carpet of shell of bullets, like I'm telling you, 10 empty magazines at the room and 5 empty magazines, 5 or 6 empty magazines at the door from the other side. She was nowhere. So I thought she was kidnapped. So I told the soldier, go quickly to the border. There must be, even it was 5:30, almost 6 o'clock. I thought maybe they're walking to Gaza. So I say, go chase them. She said, we have to clear the houses from terrorists first before we go to, another unit will do that. So I said, just report. And she said, it's not our duty. There is a system that works there. So anyway, I have no safe room now, and the soldier had to go. And I told him, can I go home? And they say, yes, it's safe, it's under control. You can go home. And they asked me where do I live, and I say in Jerusalem. But I decide not to go yet. And I call my friend from the other kibbutz, and I say, listen, it's all over. My daughter and my grandchildren have been kidnapped to Gaza, and I want to go home. He said, which way are you going? And I say, on the main road. The soldier told me it's safe. He said, no, it's not safe. There is terrorists on the highway. They're blocking the road. And once you stop, because you had to stop because of the block, they come from the side, they shoot at you, and they burn you in the car. He gave me another direction, to go to our base, the base that I was a soldier, and then going north. And suddenly I get a phone call from Anani's partner. His name is Eli. And he told me that a miracle happened, and the kids are back. And they are safe, as you see, and pretty happy kids. and I've been safe. And I just want to add something. Later on, when the soldier came to our Shiva after we buried Adi, they told us the story, how do they find Adi? They came 4 days later to clear the body from the kibbutz. Until then, they couldn't come to the kibbutz. There was still a fighting zone. So they start to fight. They could clear the body with no injury soldier. So they came to the apartment, to her apartment. They go to the safe room, and they see that the door, now it's light time, it's daytime. So they asked me if I try to open the door to the safe room, and I told them yes. And you say, you wouldn't believe. You have to say agomel. Agomel, it's a prayer that you say when you've been safe from danger, okay? And I say, why? And I did say already, because I was outside safe. They say they attach a grenade to the door, and once you open the door, you designated the grenade, and it didn't explode. It was a failure one. And this grenade was attached to a grenade that was attached to Adi's body. She was booby-trapped. So imagine, if I was explode this grenade, I will explode the rest of the grenade. So the soldier that came saw the grenade that didn't explode. They realized there must be more grenade in the safe room. So instead of going through the door, they went outside, pulled the window, the safe window from the wall, and then somebody saw Adi's hand sticking out of the sofa. And very carefully they pulled her body. Somebody took the picture with the wedding ring that we recognize. And another unit went inside and took the grenade apart without explanation. And that's how we got Adi. They took her to a place, by the way the Jewish recognize the body, it have to be at least 2 people that recognize for sure. And after they sent her teeth to, every soldier, give a teeth identify to the military. So they run their teeth and they recognize for sure that's Adi, and then they gave us the body. And the next Sunday we bury her. I'm here to tell you this story, and I want to thank you so much. And I'm trying to find a way that even Jesus, he say when if you get far away from God, maybe you become a mean person, and that's why we have to be close to God and be united between us. So I'm asking you to be a messenger of us to tell the story of Adi, because she was a person. She wasn't just a number at the beginning. When they found her, they gave him a number until they were sure it's Adi, and then the number became a name, and then we could bury her. So I want to carry the name of Adi, not the name of a number. And I want to thank you so much for listening. Thank you.